to walking my dog, singing my song, strolling along.
There are around 5,000 guide dog owners in the UK, and I'm one of them. I'm Emily. I'm a student and fashion blogger, and this is my guide dog unity. Through what you wear, through the way you choose to portray yourself, you can say a little bit about who you are. So this one I actually bought from a charity shop. It's got no colours that would show up the fur, plus this kind of material does not allow fur to stick to. Little guide dog tip for you there. Now that I have a guide dog, I'm able to be more spontaneous. I can decide where I want to go. So if I get a call from my friends at short notice saying, do you want to come out for a drink? Do you want to come up to London? I can do that. Where is it? However, a hassle-free outing is not always guaranteed. There are places that will refuse me access because I have a guide dog and because I work with a guide dog. And sometimes that can trigger problems. So for instance, some taxi companies have refused me access because I have a guide dog. I've been refused access from a few chain stores and chain restaurants. It's illegal to refuse entry to a guide dog owner, but being denied entry happens frequently. According to research by the charity Guide Dogs, 7 out of 10 owners have been turned away by a business because of their dog. Dave has been a guide dog owner for 15 years. He's made it his career to advise people on how to make their services more accessible to people with disabilities.
Whenever I'm booking a taxi by phone, I always tell the person on the desk that I have a guide dog. Is that okay? Mm-hmm. But often, for me, it's like I'm getting off a train or something and I'm just going to a rank outside the station, and that's a different experience again. And I've had a lot of bad experiences in taxi ranks.
Of course, it's not all taxi drivers, but it still happens far too often. And in the last 5 years, there have only been 50 prosecutions of taxi and minicab drivers for refusing guide dogs.
What generally happens when someone's refused access is there's an apology, which is usually grudging. And what I say to people is, look, if you're doing 60 miles an hour in a 30-mile-an-hour zone and you're pulled over by the police, you can't just say to the policeman, I'm really sorry. He'll take your apology and he'll probably thank you for it, but he'll still give you a ticket.
Of course.
You know, we have a law here to protect us, which is not being enforced. And I think this would, if it happened regularly, that people got prosecuted, this would soon stop.
Many of us feel the same way Dave does. Tomorrow, I'll be joining over 100 other guide dog owners and going to Parliament to lobby MPs to insist that the laws designed to protect us are enforced. Sometimes it's not being blind that's the problem, it's other people.
When people are being weird about having jet in a shop or a restaurant or whatever, I wonder whether it's related to the fact that they don't think I'm registered blind anyway.
They don't actually believe that you have a visual impairment, and that's...
Maybe they think I put a harness on my pet dog just so that I could take him to restaurants.
Unity and I are in Essex to meet Eve and her guide dog Jet. Oh wow, he does the button thing. What? A few weeks ago, they were challenged when visiting Superdrug on the way to dinner with her daughter.
A member of staff approached me, and for a stupid moment, I actually thought she was going to say, can I help you at all? And she said, I've been told by my manager to ask you to leave the store. We don't have dogs in the store. He's a guide dog, and, you know, under the Equalities Act, I'm allowed to have him in the store because he's an assistance dog. And she said, well, I've been told by my manager that you have to leave.
People don't realise what a massive emotional impact incidents like this can have on us.
When it happened...
Are you alright, yeah?
I'm very frustrated at the effect it's having on my family. It's so frustrating because I think having a guide dog means that you get your freedom back. But incidents like that mean it's taken away again.
Superdrug have apologised, and as a result of what happened, reminded all their stores that assistance dogs are welcome. Visually impaired people aren't the only ones who work with dogs. Penny from Stockton-on-Tees has multiple sclerosis. Her dog Willow assists her with a variety of tasks, as well as helping her cope with severe anxiety. Hiya.
Hello.
What is the major difference between your life before Willow and now after Willow?
Like I said, mostly going out and meeting people. I was more of a hermit. I was so embarrassed to go out in a wheelchair. People used to stare at me and I used to think I felt so self-conscious about it. But now I've got Willow, they don't look at me, they look at Willow, and they enjoy her.
Penny attends regular physiotherapy sessions at a local health centre. She hoped that NHS staff would understand the legal rights of assistance dogs.
I took Willow with me thinking, well, she'll keep me calm and I'll be okay, I can do it, you know, keep me boosted up. So off we went to physio and I was told I couldn't take her in, and it really upset me.
What was their reasoning for not letting you in?
They said she wasn't allowed in because she wasn't a guide dog.
What effect did that have on you?
Well, I got very upset and I got very angry actually. I just can't go back. It's just the thought of going in there and seeing them and the way they made me feel and
Penny's local NHS say staff didn't immediately realise that Willow was an assistance dog and that they are very sorry. The threat of being turned away is an ever-present worry. You know, refusing someone access because they have an assistance dog is just as bad as refusing someone access because they're in a wheelchair, for example. So I think people really do need to get the message that actually you're not just refusing someone on the grounds that they've got a dog, you actually are refusing someone on the grounds that they've got a disability, and I think that needs to be made very, very clear.